Hello guys, this is a thought experiment. What if Smash Bros. Never added third-party characters? Not in Brawl, not in Smash 4, not in Ultimate. Smash 6 isn't released yet, so we can't put anything for Smash 6, but we will update the series for Smash 6. So Brawl had 2 third-party characters. If they were never added, the thing is, Nintendo could actually add more characters because of this. Nintendo actually scrapped several characters for Smash Bros. Brawl as well. So there are several characters that have been scrapped from Brawl, that have been found in the files. So there are several fighters that have been scrapped. Prime Mai was his +1 minded, 2 Zelda and 2 Seek, Dixie Kong, Dr. Mario, Roy, and Mewtwo. And because I'm making the video, I get to pick them. So the first character I'll be picking is Mewtwo, since he's a very highly requested character. He would basically replace Sonic's role in the Subspace Emissary. And the thing is, we have several more characters you can add. Snake is a complete character, but we're only replacing one character as well. I don't add +1 mining because, we already added a Pokemon. I would add back Roy because he has a fan favorite character from Melee as well. But the thing is, Roy would be, what would Roy's, without Snake, we would not have him hiding out there. Maybe, Roy would destroy Moth and Ike. We would have someone else on the Halberd instead of Snake, which would make things complicated because it would ruin the story of Smash Bros. Brawl. But maybe add in like Toon Zone and 2C, considering that Snake was a complete character. And Roy, they can just copy-paste his moveset from Melee and declone him a little bit more. So they have actually had more characters this time. We would have 4 more characters. And maybe we also had Dr. Mario as like a last-minute addition like Jigglypuff as well. Which means without these 4-party characters, a lot of the Melee cuts would have happened. Then we go to Smash 4. So Smash 4 has 3 4-party characters. And we're going to save Mewtwo and Roy for DLC characters. And Dr. Mario is in the base roster, so we don't have to worry about him. The only problem comes with Toon Zelda and 2 Seek. Will they be cut or will they stay? Considering they kept Toon Link, the problem is they'll have to have Toon Zelda and 2 Seek as 2 separate characters, and they don't want to do that twice with Zelda and Seek and 2 Zelda and 2 Seek, so Toon Zelda and 2 Seek will be cut. But who replaced Pac-Man, Mega Man, and Sonic? Well, there are several highly requested, considered characters, even in Brawl. We're not gonna add characters like Xeno because Xeno's is not really owned by Nintendo. I think we'll go over several requested characters. First is Crystal, a character that was considered for Brawl. It was cut from the game. Wolf will be cut, so adding Crystal would actually add a new change of pace for Smash 4 and added a new female character with Smash 4. I think was trying to add way more female characters than Brawl had, so it can be more characters for women to play as well. So yeah. And then we will have, Yeah, that was one of the scraps. Whenever I go over scrapped characters for Smash 4, because you have to consider this. Thing is, Steve is not a Nintendo character. Other Final Fantasy characters not Nintendo. Hayate is not Nintendo. However, there were several characters that were considered. Chrom, but again, they added Lucina already, so we don't need to add Chrom. He'll be ready to add an Ultimate anyways. But how about Takumaru as a replaceable character like Mega Man? Considering that third-party characters cannot be added, Takumaru would actually be a good replacement as well. And again, his popularity is a bit low, but they did add Lucas as a DLC, and guess what? Lucas only released in Japan and Mother Free. But how about a huge character? Skull Kid. Yes, adding in Skull Kid instead of adding Pac-Man or Mega Man and Sonic, would make a lot of sense. You would have 3 new characters, and which means no third-party characters as well. Yeah. So instead of having Pac-Man, Mega Man, Skull, and Sonic, because third-party characters were never brought into Brawl, we would have Skull Kid, Crystal, and Takumaru. 3 fan-favorite characters I think people would be pretty happy to see. But then we have DLC. So we have 3 third-party DLC characters, so Ryu, Cloud, and Bayonetta would be axed from the roster. This would be pretty complicated. We can't add it back with Ice Climax because, for reasons as well, but And Mewtwo would be a good character to show off the DLC, that there's DLC coming. But these three characters, who will replace them? I think Ryu could be better at a Waddle Dee, a very requested Kirby character at the time, considering that a lot of people wanted him in the game as well. Next would be Alan Isaac. He'll be mysteriously absent as a Sis trophy, and Nintendo would finally add him in as a DLC character. And maybe we might see a Golden Sun revival in the future as well. And who will be the replacement for Bayonetta? So one of the most requested characters in Smash Bros. The problem is, a lot of these characters are always like trophies or requested. Requested Smash characters that are not third-party characters, obviously. And the most requested characters in America that is not a third-party character is Waluigi, Banana Waddle Dee. We already had Banana Waddle Dee. And the thing is, Europe is all third-party characters. In Japan, the most requested non-third-party character is Byleth for some reason, but that was for Smash Bros. Ultimate. But the most requested characters there'll be people who would be requesting, third-party characters for Smash Bros. At this point. But they'll say, yeah, this wouldn't happen because Nintendo didn't add them in the last two games. Why would they add them now? Okay. As well. And it'll be a very, very tricky situation because most of the most requested characters, but Nintendo also is a company that wants to sell games. Okay. When does Smash 4's DLC conclude? So Smash 4's DLC, okay, that's not helping any. But when did Smash 4's DLC? So even in 2015, it was nearing the end of the Smash Bros. DLC as well here, and in 2015, Smash 4 for Wii U and 3DS's DLC would have concluded here, but there was one more cut character from Brawl that we didn't add yet. Another very highly requested character, Dixie Kong, will be replacing Bayonetta. Okay, that will be the last character to be added, which means we're getting the Smash Bros. Ultimate. In Smash Bros. Ultimate, every single character will be returning up to this point, which means they only have to worry about the newer characters. Smash Bros. Ultimate is about adding in the fan favorites. Instead of Sarah and Victor, a certain mustachioed plumber would get into the game, Waluigi. And we're adding an Echo character as well, which Galactic Knight would serve a pretty good Echo for Meta Knight himself as well, since Echoes were a big thing of the Smash Ultimate roster. And really there was only 2 4-body characters really added. But the thing is, it gets complicated when we get to the DLC characters. Yes, the first 4 characters were DLC characters. But again, there's would be characters that Sakurai would pick. So who was cut from Smash Bros. Ultimate besides characters you already added, like Hakamaru, or Smash Ultimate unused content. Come on. Unused content. So Smash Bros. Ultimate had the least unused content of any game as well. But there were several characters that could make it into the game as well. First, Min Min will be added way earlier. Or Min Min will be saved for DLC as well. But the thing is, for DLC, it was mostly characters that were just used for other characters. Let's look at the games that were out around the time. Okay, first is a new Zelda character. Okay, Zelda would finally get Impa as a playable character. Zelda would finally have a more complete roster with all of the Links, Toon Zelda, Toon Seek, Impa, and Skull Kid as playable characters. I think Zelda fans would finally be happy. Kirby would also get a new character because we already have Banana Waddle Dee added in, and would add in another fan favorite character, Magawar, as a playable character. Magawar is one of the most popular characters, and also it will come in, Magawar get a new game pretty soon, get a release. Also, promote Kirby Star Allies as he will be in the game as well. Then we'll also add Paper Mario as a playable character. Or, instead of adding Paper Mario, we add one of Paper Mario's most iconic characters. There was one character that I think fits the bill more than any others, was his Dimencio. Yes, adding in more villains makes a lot of sense, but adding in a off-the-wall character, you could add any character in the game, Dimencio would be one of them. I think Dimencio would fit pretty well as well. He'll be pretty unique. His moves will be pretty unique as well. His side power splash will of course be Super Dimencio. Instead of adding Paper Mario, because I don't want to have a DLC character just be another version of Mario, well, adding Dimencio would be a perfect fit for the Paper Mario characters. People would be upset that Dimencio is added over Paper Mario, but hey, Mario has another villain, so yes. So that means we have actually way more villains this time. We have King K. Rool, Ridley, Dimencio. We have, more villains as well. But what series is missing a villain? Okay, there was actually a series that is... There are actually several series that is kind of missing a villain, like Earthbound is, but Earthbound isn't too popular. And we're not adding any more Fire Emblem characters as well, because we already have too many as well. So yeah, including all the characters we talked about already, like Takamaru, Isaac, all Divine Request and Nintendo characters. But Dimencio would be like a huge, like people would be like, wow, they're adding Dimencio. So we had the Magawar, we added Dimencio, as two characters that I think fans would want to see in a Smash Bros. Game as like extra bonus characters as well. And being major villains for Mario and Kirby, the first few DLC characters, also Impa as well, the first few DLC characters would be pretty cool. Byleth would be the fourth DLC character, and people would be very disappointed, like, really, Nintendo? But hey, I think people will be more excited this time because, hey, there's no third-party characters, so there isn't these high expectations. That'll be another one. The next character that could be added, and this is a pretty tricky one. I think another Pokemon from the newer Pokemon games would make a lot of sense. Since Gen 8 has basically coming on the corner as the DLC like Free Houses is, but what Pokemon Gen 8 Pokemon will we use? So what is the most popular Gen 8 Pokemon? As well, considering Sakurai wants to make the fans happy, what would be the most popular Gen 8 Pokemon of them all? So okay, we're not using Game Rant. Okay. Here, the most popular Gen 8 Pokemon usually is Dragapult as well. Dragapult would actually be a pretty unique Pokemon to add in, as it's the first pseudo-legendary to be represented in Pokemon. Since most of this Pokemon add are either starters or Lucario, or very popular Pokemon like Pikachu, Pichu, which was in Melee, and many more, like Mewtwo, and also Jigglypuff would be in this game because it's everybody is here. We're only talking about third-party characters here. But another very popular Pokemon would be Rillaboom and Cinderace. Okay, but Dragapult would make a lot of sense, and also they would add more Pokeballs related to Generation 8 as well. Yeah, and now we're getting to the next half. There are 4 more third-party characters we have to replace. Steve, Sephiroth, Kazuya, and Sora. It pains me to say this, but even Steve will not count, because he's made by Mojang, and I think Steve would be one of the more requested characters, especially by younger Smash fans, but Sonic would also be highly requested as well. But Nintendo will say no third-party characters. This is strictly a Nintendo-only fighting series. Nintendo characters are only allowed in this alternate universe as well. So, who would be the 4 extra characters? Next is Tom Nook. Considering that Animal Crossing exploded in popularity, especially considering there's Animal Crossing New Horizons, Tom Nook would be one of the perfect characters to add, as a representation for Animal Crossing. Since Animal Crossing New Horizons is releasing, Tom Nook would be a new playable character. Another huge game at the time was Splatoon. And Splatoon, the thing is we can't really add clone characters. So I think one of the most popular villains, DJ Activia, because Splatoon 3 didn't exist yet, would be a perfect fit for the villain, as the Squid Sisters were already assist trophies already, so DJ Activia being a villain rep for Splatoon would be pretty cool. So his new series would already get 2 new characters, and Min Min will be added as another character. Another character, but then we have the last 2 fighters. Okay, but this is actually not that hard at all. Okay, first of all, Ring Fit Adventure is a game that released in 2019 and could easily be represented as a DLC character. Considering that, Byleth's game came out the same year, Pokemon Sword and Shield came out the same year, Ring Fit Adventure being the E3 character would be one of the last characters they announced. But now I gotta do the last character. Sakurai wants to make it a very special character. A character that everybody wants. No, not Xeno. I know Xeno would still be amongst the most requested characters. We already added characters like Waluigi in the game. And then I see this one. Banana D has been added. Pyra. Ridley will be added as a base character. We already got Incineroar instead. All the most requested characters besides Paper Mario was to add a rep for that series. Almost everything is complete, if you really think about it. Almost all of Nintendo's biggest characters are in this game. Okay, and that's the whole thing. Third-party characters kind of filled a void with... But there is actually one very popular Donkey Kong character you could add. So, Sakurai said, okay, you know what? You know the Mario Kart community? Okay, the Mario Kart community? Okay, right now I gotta add Donkey Kong. I actually could go over several of these ways to see if there are any other Nintendo characters we missed as well. Yeah, and I don't think we did. We added all of the major Nintendo characters. We added Waluigi, one of the missing characters as well. We added Skull Kid, one of the most requested Nintendo characters of all time. And who else could be added? Or how about we swap K. Rool as the last character? K. Rool, because he's one of the most requested characters of all time, why don't we make him the last character? But who would place K. Rool on the base roster? Well, we added Dimencio as a playable character, which means in the base roster, Paper Mario would place K. Rool. End of story. Which means K. Rool would replace Sora as the last character in the game. And yeah, he'll play exactly how he does in the actual game. But considering that K. Rool is one of the most requested characters of all time, doesn't make a lot of sense, as Sakurai would want to save the most requested character. Let's say in this timeline, it's Waluigi, was he added at one of the big reveals. But then he added King K. Rool, and he knows Paper Mario is also very requested as well. But he knows that one of the most requested characters is King K. Rool, the second most requested character besides Waluigi. Considering the fact that they put Waluigi as one of the big reveals, with Ridley and Inkling, with Waluigi stealing Daisy's invitation, which means Daisy wouldn't be in Smash Bros. As well. And who would replace Daisy? We'll just add in another clone character. Who would be another clone character? We already had Galactonite. Okay. As well. Oh, let's just add Raichu, so we can complete the Pikachu family. Oh, and Raichu to be... Okay, that's normal Raichu, because Oro and Raichu is too unique. So we're gonna add Raichu instead of Daisy. And Waluigi just steals Daisy's invitation and as well. So Daisy won't be in the game, but this would be huge. And almost every major Nintendo character would be huge as well. Okay, it will be the biggest. It will be heralded as Nintendo's greatest achievement ever. But there will still be a hole missing. Without all the third-party characters, Nintendo in Smash Bros. Just wouldn't be the same. Without Sonic, even Mega Man, Steve, we wouldn't have all these huge hype characters added into the game. Simon, Richter, Pac-Man, Kazuya, Sora, all of these huge third-party characters, Sephiroth, Cloud. Okay, it would just be just a Nintendo fighting game. There would be no there would no be third-party characters. It's just, this Fire Emblem has really made me appreciate the third-party characters we have than what we don't have. I know we can request characters like Master Chief all day, but we have to appreciate what we really have. I know Smash 6 is around the corner, so we will keep requesting characters, so I will probably make a list of most requested characters for that game. But for Smash Ultimate, I do really feel like the Smash community has been ungrateful. Nintendo could have gone a very, very different path, and not even ever added third-party characters, which is why most of the most requested characters are third-party characters. And yeah. Also, almost all of the cut characters from Brawl besides Pulsar and Minun get in. Okay, maybe replace Raichu with Pulsar and Minun so we can have all of the cut Brawl characters in the game. It would be pretty hilarious to have all of the cut Brawl characters on the final roster as well. Then they have Banana Waddle Dee, Paper Mario, Dimencio, characters like Banana Waddle Dee, Magawar, King K. Rool as the final playable character. You would add in characters like, Ring Fit Trainer and Wii Fit Trainer on the same roster. But then, who would be for Smash 6? Who would be the newcomers? That's the very interesting one. Nintendo has actually released several characters they could add in, like they could add in the Breath of the Wild champions as like a 4-in-1 character. They could add in Oatchi from Pikmin 4. But the thing is, a lot of these characters are only in Smash Ultimate. Add a new Pokemon, new fight, a new Xenoblade character. Other than that, Nintendo doesn't really have any more characters, and Smash Ultimate would have been the ultimate Nintendo fighting game. But yep, thought experiment is over. I think we should appreciate what Sakurai gave us in Smash Ultimate. Goodbye.